you are sports, right? You love sports.
Oh, I love them.
Do you play golf?
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh. Just a sore topic for me. So no, I do not play golf outside of Top Golf. I'm decent in Top Golf, which doesn't count. But no, I don't, and I don't know where you're going with this, but I will say that early on in my career, I really wanted to learn because I felt like that would help me connect with the boys.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly where I was going with it because so much business, right, is conducted on the golf course, or we're talking about our golf stories,
Yes.
or like whatever the case is, right? Um, so, so I was going to ask you, what do you think about a woman learning to golf or just like about golf, just to be included in these conversations?
I think it's whether it's learning how to golf or just learning how to connect with the people that are around you, that is a good skill to have. So I tried to play golf and just could not get into it. It just did not work. I believe me, I tried. Um, but I think what helped me, like I'm a huge football person. I went to the Super Bowl by
Mhm,
myself a few years ago.
mhm,
And so that has been a connection I've had with many of the men that I've worked with is football. I think we can all find some commonalities in terms of the groups that we work with to connect better.
mhm,
For me, I never turned down an invite to a happy hour or some type of work function after work,
mhm.
even if I really didn't want to go all the time. Because in my mind, if they're inviting me, like I better take this invite, or otherwise they'll say, "Well, we tried and you just didn't come."
Mhm.
So I think that what you're saying here, what you're bringing up, is really important because that is the challenge of being the only one. Is that you have to kind of leave yourself behind a little bit in order to kind of acclimate with whatever the majority is and find those connections. Even culturally, I have a challenge, working in environments where, I might be the only Black person. There are things culturally that, we grow up differently than others. I had plenty of coworkers that talked about skiing all the time,
Mhm.
horseback riding. These are things that I just never was exposed to. I never, and many of the Black people, I don't want to speak for the whole community, but I just wasn't exposed to. And so I'd be at these conversations at these tables where they're talking about their ski trips or they're talking about, and I literally feel left out. Like I don't know how to connect and join into this conversation. And what do? I just ask questions. I don't know anything. I can't lend my own story, but I can ask a lot about you and tell me what it's like to jump on a horse and go fast. Tell me what that's like. And believe it or not, even when you don't have anything in common in that way, people feel good when you're curious about their lifestyles. And I think that is a way of connecting.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, last question. What do you think the future of leadership looks like, and how can we prepare for it?
Oh, right when you were talking, I wanted to say the future is female. It just felt appropriate. But that's not exactly true. But I do think that leadership and what it takes to win and be successful is going to look different in the future. It is going to be about more of the emotional intelligence. And so there is some truth to that future is female in
Mhm.
that some of the softer traits are going to be more increasingly important, particularly as technology takes a hold of many industries. We aren't relying as much on these like hard tactics to win, to close business. We're not relying on those as much. We're actually relying more on the soft skills, the relational skills. And so I actually think leadership is going to be about your emotional intelligence. It's going to be about your vulnerability, your openness, your transparency. And I feel really, really good about that because that's the things that I excel in. I don't know about you, but that makes me feel good that this is going to be what should be defined as a great leader and not just the hard tactics of the past that were very transactional and disconnected from interacting with people in a good way.
Hmm. Agreed. Totally agree. Kerri, you're a professional at this. Thank you.
I could
Thank
talk all day.
thank you so much for taking the time out of,
Yes, this was so much fun. Thank you
yeah.
for having me.